Welcome to Madden NFL 20. Here you can select your difficulty, play style. Accessibility settings.
Hello, everyone. It's the coach. Welcome to EA Sports coverage of the 2019 NFL Pro Bowl from right here in Orlando, Florida. Coming up, the AFC looking to make it 3 in a row.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, bragging rights on the line in the 46th meeting of the AFC and the NFC in the 2019 NFL Pro Bowl game. This will be taken in at the 1. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The NFC offense taking the field, being led in blue by the NFL's all-time passing leader. 12th Pro Bowl nomination for the great QB from New Orleans, Drew Brees.
And you and I both know that this is not easy for him. It's fun to play football at any time, but you know he'd rather be preparing for the Super Bowl and still trying to get that missed call out of his head that may have prevented his Saints from getting there.
Ready, yellow lady.
On play action, it's Brees. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver. That'll bring up second down. Here's the cream of the crop offensively, the starting unit for the NFC.
And coming off the season, which saw him set career highs across the board, is tight end Zach Ertz, who's been around for a little while, but continues to improve in every facet. In fact, last year, he set the record for catches in a season by a tight end with 116, and he thinks that he can match that number or surpass it this season.
Xavier Howard with a good coverage that time as he was there and knocked it away. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. They fake the give. Here's Brees. And that's incomplete. Xavier Howard with a good coverage that time as he was there and knocked it away.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep for the AFC, the Jets' Andre Roberts. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The AFC heading out on offense, and leading him is number 15 from the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, in his first ever Pro Bowl.
Get your tux, get your best suit. Let's head to the red carpet. NFL Honors is coming up, and he will be the heavy favorite to be the NFL MVP. And let's face it, we'll see him here at the Pro Bowl.
Mahomes now on first down. And he gets it to his KC running mate. That's Tyreek Hill. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down for Patrick Mahomes. What a season he had. First as a full-time starter, and he goes over 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and rewarded with his first Pro Bowl.
And think about, if you're in Kansas City, the organization, the team, the city, how well are you set up for future years with that youngster as your quarterback? Not only are the guys on the team excited about it, think about free agents thinking about where they might want to play. If you're a free agent receiver, you're thinking Kansas City.
Charles, this the 2019 Pro Bowl. The AFC's won both games that have been played here in Orlando since they moved it here. Both have been competitive, 20-13 2 seasons ago, and then last year in 2018 it was 24-23 the final.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, Travis Kelce, Lorenzo Alexander were the game MVPs, offense and defense respectively. And then last year, Delaney Walker of the Titans, their tight end, he won it on offense, and Von Miller of the Broncos won it on defense.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
On fourth down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Tariq Cohen of the Bears back deep for the NFC. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there, 17 yards. And the NFC will take over first and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10. Now the New York Giants star playing in the Pro Bowl as a rookie, Saquon Barkley. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. This is the Rams' Todd Gurley, his third Pro Bowl in 4 seasons. Sheds another. Myles Garrett of the Browns there to bring him down.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down. But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Give them 22 on that one. And the NFC will have a first down. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move. But oftentimes it's usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
He was taken down by the Texans' Jadeveon Clowney. Well, we've talked about this game being hosted here in Orlando, and you and I are quite familiar with this place, especially you. You live, what, 20, 25 minutes from here?
Yeah, not bad at all, right? An easy trip to come right to the studios here in Orlando. You, of course, have to give a little bit more effort, a quick flight, then you're here, but you've learned this city quite well. And how about it, the Madden Studios right here in Orlando? That's where Coach and the guys hang out as well.
Here's Breeze to throw. It's caught. Jones. And he will score. Touchdown, NFC. Julio Jones. 30 yards. And the NFC has taken the early lead. So the NFC with our first touchdown of the game. And, of course, we'll probably see some offense in this one. I don't know, though, that we'll see what we saw in 2013 when the NFC posted 62 points.
You talk about pyrotechnics. That was crazy, even for a Pro Bowl. 62 points. I think you wore out your voice in that one, talking about all the touchdowns that were scored.
I would love to see. And, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he finds his Chiefs teammate, Travis Kelce. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the AFC in possession of the football to start quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Mahomes now to throw. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver,
and this is caught. And he will score. Touchdown AFC. DeAndre Hopkins, 45 yards. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches, and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? If you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
Man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Breeze in the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To throw is Breeze. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. When you think about the history of this Pro Bowl game, there was an all-star game going all the way back to 1939, but it officially became called the Pro Bowl in, I think, 1951.
You're exactly right. And that game was played out in L.A., in the same stadium where the L.A. Rams currently play. And back then they split it into conferences, the American Conference versus the National Conference. The American Conference won 28-27. MVP of the game, quarterback Otto Graham, nickname Automatic.
Here's Breeze. He's going to fire one run deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. It's a big play that time for the NFC. 53 yards. For Drew Brees, this his 12th Pro Bowl nomination, though he hasn't played all 12 years, but still, what a career and what a season. And to do it at this age, unbelievable.
Not too bad for a guy who turned 40 the week leading up to the NFC Championship game. He keeps himself in such superb physical condition and still loves everything that goes along with football. He may play till he's 60.
On first down, it's Gurley. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone. And into the offensive backfield, he's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL, tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. Has bred this big defensive tackle.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Mahomes will bring him up first and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Counter. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more after this. Mahomes to throw on second down. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Going deep for Hopkins. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the AFC is able to widen their advantage. And he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Myers connects on the PAT. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with an AFC touchdown. And, that is going to be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10. On first down, Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's scooped up by the NFC. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Ready? 5-9.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Pressure, and the AFC gets to him for the sack. J.J. Watt, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Up to make the stop, the Jets safety Jamal Adams. On third and long, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. So it's a second missed field goal here in this first half. He'll have to think about that going forward. Maybe time for a little soul-searching as well.
Yeah, the head coach might be looking towards the heavens because you wonder if this will affect the fourth down decision-making going forward. If you get 4th and 3, 4th and 4, situations that used to be calls for the kicker might get a second thought.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Kyle Fuller of the Bears up to make the tackle. So we're at halftime of the 2019 Pro. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And now running, and he is in. Touchdown NFC. Todd Gurley, 22 yards. And the NFC, they take advantage of the interception. They turn it into 6 points.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing
And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. He's still fighting forward. And he's across for 2 points. Boy, a gutsy call right there, but the fake works, and they get the 2 instead of 1. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Caught, Kelsey, left side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. You look back a few years ago, Charles, when the Pro Bowl did that 3-year experimentation. I know you're a traditionalist. You like AFC versus NFC.
Yes, I do.
But for the games 2014, 15, and 16, they tried some. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, 70 yards. And the AFC adds on to their lead. Wouldn't be the Pro Bowl without the QBs taking some shots, and that shot paid off.
He understood, I don't know if it's instinctively or if he did his homework, that you do take your shots, as you said, in this game because the payoff is terrific. We will remember how many touchdown passes you threw. I don't think we ever recall how many interceptions you throw in a game like this.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Breeze and the NFC come up now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. We mentioned the history of this game, the Pro Bowl. Of course, for many folks our age, the Pro Bowl always meant a trip to Hawaii. And they held it there from 80 till 09. And again, for a handful of years in this decade before the last 3 being here in Orlando.
And there's something to be said, no doubt about it, for getting to go to Hawaii. Imagine being named